estate investing because I didn't want to work for anybody else. I wanted to be my own boss. And at the time I had a young child in the house and I didn't want to be away from her. So I started out as a real estate agent. And after years of real estate investing or being a real estate agent, I decided to switch into investing to flip my own houses. So once I was a real estate agent, I ended up getting a partner that was working for an investor at the time. So we were doing a lot of his flips. We were doing probably over 100 a year, and I got to go through the whole process from beginning to end and really see everything. And so by the time that was done, I decided that I wanted to do it for myself and really open my own company and do it my way. So I have my license, and there's a big debate on if you should have your license or not have your license as a real estate investor. I really believe that everybody should. You have access to the MLS, so you can always double check your numbers. You have access to homes to get the lock boxes. So I really believe that everybody should have their license as long as you are being fully transparent and disclosing that you are a real estate agent and you have a license and you're doing the right thing. You should have no issues. We actually find a bunch through the MLS, which is the multiple listing service. We have really great partnerships with wholesalers who go out there and get the contracts, and then we end up buying those contracts for them. And then we do a lot of online marketing, and we get sellers who are actually looking for us. So those are really our hot leads and the ones that we want more than anything, because we know they are searching for us and they have a problem and we can help. So it really all depends on the amount of repairs that need to be done and the area that the house is in. So before I even look at a house, I look at what it's going to be worth after I fix it up. So I always look at the ARV, and from there I work backwards. So then if I know the ARV is a good number and they're offering a lower price, then the middle thing is just to go and see how much repairs it actually needs. From there we do a repair sheet, we put all of our numbers in, and then from there we can make a decision on if we want to buy it. If we do, we get the cash offer. So that's something that really takes just experience and time. That's just doing over and over with contractors to really get a number of what they are. We created a whole sheet that has the ballpark of what certain square foot would cost for a roof and bathrooms and kitchen and things like that. So we streamline the process that you can go through and kind of check mark what it needs. But it just takes time, experience, and just going through so many of these to get the idea of what the repairs are. So we just run comps on the MLS. We go through and we kind of take and we do the comparables of how much ours has repairs, how much the other ones don't, vice versa. And then from there we come down to square footage and really make a determination based on square footage and the upgrades that we have. And that's how we base our numbers after it's repaired. That one, I don't remember how I found him, but I do remember that we lost a lot of money. So I will tell you that it was a lesson learned, and the only way to make procedures and things like that is by going through a rough patch. So that was one that we had a really bad time with. That house, ended up firing him, losing money, having to hire somebody else. But I don't remember how I found him, to be honest. We do JVs, which are joint venture deals. A lot of the times, if somebody brings us a deal and says, hey, I have this house, but I don't have the people to do it, then we'll joint venture, or vice versa. If they bring us a deal and they want to be part of it, and we'll fund the money for it and do it that way. So we always love joint ventures. It can be a win-win for everybody, especially if they don't have the capital to either buy the property or to fix it up. That's where we can come in and make a good deal happen. We did a lot of joint ventures in the beginning to really learn how we were going to do it by ourselves. in the beginning we didn't have a ton of marketing out, we didn't have a ton of money for marketing, so the joint ventures were kind of our way to build what we have now. So now we don't do as many joint ventures. We will from time to time, but back in the day it was a lot of joint ventures just to get the business going. So we really add a human touch. We want to make sure the sellers are comfortable. We're very transparent. We want to make sure that they have all the information in front of them to make the best educated decision for them and their family. So we really we go in, we listen, we're empathetic, and we want to know what their issues are and how we can fix those pain points for them. They both have their pros and cons. I mean, a wholesaler is in the business, so they want to make the deal work because everybody gets paid at the end. A seller is a little different because obviously they want to make sure that they're getting the best price, and you can't blame them. So it's really the same. I mean, they're the same and different at the same time. Everybody has their goals at the end. So I mean, I love working with wholesalers and I love working with sellers. It just really depends on what the situation is, what the property is, and they both have their pros and cons. I'll let you know. I'm just kidding. Networking. It's really the only way that I found ones that are reputable and do a good job and have good prices is just by networking and people who have used them and say, wow, they're really good, they do a great job. That's the way that I found the contractors that I have now that do a good job and say what they're going to do and actually make the project move along. We use a mixture of our own funds and hard money lenders. Hard money lenders, we can have the argument all day if they take more money up front, but it leaves your cash flow open to be able to put into marketing and to be able to put into other things. So we definitely use some of ours depending on what the project is, depending on how long we know we're going to hold it, but the majority of it we use is hard money lenders. I would say getting started if you wanted to flip or wholesale your first house would just be to network. There's a ton of meetups that you can go to, a ton of online meetups, groups that you can get a part of, but from there I would say just meeting people and telling people what you do. Tell everybody that you're buying houses, regardless if you're a wholesaler, investor, just tell everybody because you never know what situation somebody's coming through, and once you start networking with these people, if you create those connections, then one day somebody will go, oh, I know that Cindy is buying houses, let me call her, and that's really the way to get it started.